I'm Ryan Jacobs, and this is Aahana. I'm doing a series of portraits of students around the Anza College campus, and I'm taking Aahana's portrait today as part of that series. And in this video, I wanted to show you how I make the photo and then print the photo. And by the way, I'd never met Aahana before today. My friend Ivie actually just found her walking around campus and asked if she wanted to have her picture taken. So here we go. And now, look straight into the camera.
So exciting. The build-up is crazy.
Yeah.
The effort that goes into one picture is
Yeah, this is how they used to do it in the old days. So Ansel Adams, he drags this whole getup out into Yosemite and went hiking with a backpack with it. So when you see all those photos, yeah, that's what he's doing.
Wow.
That's why people thought it was so cool. Please just hold this right in front of your eyes, right there.
Right here?
Yeah. Cool. And it's got to be bright, so you can close your eyes if you want, actually. Okay. Nice.
Just waiting.
Don't worry.
Yeah. All right, that looks good. So now, look straight into the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, and just stay like that. Okay. So now's the part where we teach you how to model.
Okay.
You're doing pretty good so far. Basically, you always want to, you never want to make your mouth too tight. So you always want to just, keep it relaxed. And then last thing is, if you want to do arms like that, it's cool, but probably you want to do one lower than the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that. Just so there's, a little movement in the natural.
I know, right?
Perfect. Now, stay just like that. Don't move around too much, in case it gets out of focus, because we're almost ready to take a photo. Film in there.
That's the film.
You see how big it is?
Yeah.
It's like a whole sheet of paper.
Squint your eyes just a little bit. Yeah, cool. That looks really cool. Hold that. Look straight into the camera. Squint your eyes just a bit more. Yeah, perfect. Hold that. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do one more. And let's switch up the pose this time.
Okay.
And then we're going to switch cameras. Can you tilt your head ever so slightly this way? Yeah. Hold that right there. Cool. Yeah, nice. Beautiful.
Okay. What's the next pose?
I like actually how you had it. Yeah. Perfect. Just like that. No, do the thing with your arms. That was cool. Yeah, you were doing before. Yeah. And can you really exaggerate with the hip? Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Can you lean forward towards the camera just a little bit? Yeah. Hold that right there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Got it. Cool. Slouch a little bit. Nice. Beautiful. All right, I'm out of film. So the next step is to go inside and load this film into these developing tanks, in total darkness, of course. And once they're loaded up, I can take them out to the processing room and develop the film, starting with water. Now, by the way, I have a separate video that outlines all of the different steps to developing film. So you can go check that out if you want to know what all these chemicals are doing. That video shows a more common type of film, but the only difference is the form factor here. So all the chemistry is the same. I'm just using bigger film because I got a bigger camera. So the developing happens now after the first rinse. I'm going to pour this developer into the tank. And that's what makes the picture show up. And I'm going to do that in both tanks. And by the way, normally I wouldn't recommend doing 2 tanks at once, but I'm a professional. We're going to go for about 11 minutes here. I'm going to push the film just a little bit. So 11 minutes is a little longer than you normally do for HP5 at this temperature, but I want it to be nice and contrasty. So we're going to develop it for a while. And then after the development, it gets rinsed, and then fixer goes in. That makes it not light sensitive anymore, so it's going to be safe to open up the tanks after the fixer. So after I do all the steps, the photos are fully developed. The last step is to dip in PhotoFlow. And PhotoFlow is a surfactant that keeps streaks from appearing on the film. And then I put the film in this handy drying rack that I got off eBay. This is not the intended purpose of this thing, but it works really well for hanging film in the dryer to dry without getting clip marks on it. So I've got 4 sheets of 4x5 there. And then this sheet of 8x10 is the photo of Aahana that I took. I have a big drying rack for the 8x10. Same idea. The negative goes in there, you clip it in, and it's going to go in the dryer for about 15 or 20 minutes. Okay, so these are the final negatives. These are the 4x5s that I took of Aahana. They came out real nice. And then here's the first 8x10. And this one's a little off-center, I think because I didn't have my tripod locked down like I should have, so I bumped it a little bit, but that's okay. We can just crop in. And then these are the other 8x10s. They came out real nice. Now the last step is to go in the darkroom and make a print. And I'm going to make a whole video on this at some point with how to use an enlarger, but for now I just want to show you what I do with these 8x10 negatives most of the time, which is to make a contact print. So the negative is so big that I don't have to enlarge it, which makes printing a lot easier. I can just shine a light through the negative onto some paper, and then that will create the image. And I did do a test strip here, by the way, so I figured out it was going to take 13 seconds. And now I can take this exposed piece of paper over to the developer, and the developer is the chemical that makes the image appear. So I want to show you this for almost the full time, because this is just the magical part of photography. The photo goes in the developer, and you rock the tray around a bit to make sure fresh developer is constantly flowing over the sheet of paper. And soon your image will appear. So you can just start to see faint traces of an image. And as it stays in there longer and longer, you're going to see Aahana's face come into view. And there are some big edges on this particular photo because remember, I cropped in quite a bit. A lot of the image was just background that I wanted to cut out of the picture. So we just wanted her face. There it is. This came out beautifully. And so the next step is to put the image in the stop bath and then put it in the fixer and then rinse it and then dry it. So again, I'll have a separate video on that soon, but this is really the fun part. Now with the other 8x10 negatives, I actually made some platinum prints. And so this is my test strip here, and these are the prints that I ended up making. And those came out really nicely too. Pushing negatives I find helps a little for platinum prints. You get them nice and contrasty, and you can see that beautiful texture of the paper there with a really sharp image. Gorgeous. And then this is the 8x10 that I printed in the darkroom. So I hope she likes it. And speaking of liking, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching.